our dignitaries here with us today and guests. State Representative Debbie Mayfield. Commission Chairman Joe Flesher. Commissioner Tim Zork. Sheriff Darrell Lohr. Chief Deputy Undersheriff Bud Spencer. Director, Governmental Affairs and Media Relations, Deputy Jeff Luther. Tax Collector, Carol Jean Jordan. City of Vero Beach Mayor, Craig Fletcher. City of Vero Beach Councilman Jay Kramer. Councilman Dick Winger. Councilwoman Pilar Turner. Police Chief Dave Curry. Indian River County School District Representative Member Karen Disney Brombach. The Memorial Island Sanctuary Committee, the Chair, Colonel Anthony Young. Vice Chair, Alma Lee Loy. Member and past President of the Veterans Council, John Michael Matthews. Member Joel Herman. Member Barbara Fallon. Alternate member, Curtis Paulson. Trustee of the Hospital District, Dr. Mike Weiss. And Trustee Alma Lee Loy. Indian River County Veterans Council Executive Committee, Martin Zickard, President, U.S. Air Force, and his wife Penny. Tony Young, U.S. Army, First Vice President. And I believe his wife Sharon is here today. Second Vice President, U.S. Army, Sam Coons, and his wife Linda. Judge Advocate, Vic Diaz, U.S. Marine Corps. Secretary, Scott Carson, U.S. Air Force. Treasurer, Steve Sackman, U.S. Army. Chaplain Dick Flick, U.S. Navy. Immediate past President Rip Wheeler, U.S. Marine Corps, and his wife Edna. Veterans Advisor Joel Herman, U.S. Air Force. Once again, I'd like to ask if you haven't already turned your cell phone off or turned it to silent, that you do so now. Thank you. Today, Boy Scout Troop 558 is here passing out the water, which we need today, and the programs, and local attorney George Glenn purchased the water to support those attending. We thank them both. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the proclamations from the mayor and councilmen and women from the City of Vero Beach and the county commissioners of Indian River County, without whose support this ceremony would not be possible. I'd also like to thank Rob Slezak and the Recreation Department, who made the arrangements for this, setting up for this today, and also specifically Bob Greco, who has done the setup work here for many years. Thanks, guys, for a job well done. On May 5th, 1868, Memorial Day was established by the Grand Army of the Republic, a Union Army veterans organization, and issued General Order Number 11 by order of John A. Logan, Commander-in-Chief. Scripture tells us there is no greater love than a man lay down his life for his friends. The men and women that we honor here today and remember have proven that they are our friends. Those who have laid down their lives have demonstrated their love for our country and for us. For that, we are extremely grateful. As Marty mentioned, I am Lynn Marie St. Vincent with the Military Moms Prayer Group. I'm the mother of 2 sons currently serving our country. My son Austin is a nuclear engineer in the Navy, and my son Bryce is training in the intelligence field in the Air Force. Stating this fact comes with a great sense of pride. This pride is different than the pride I felt when they took their first steps or said their first words or any of the other firsts that we experience as moms and dads. We take pride in their accomplishments while we are holding their hands and raising them to become independent young men and women. At some point, we have to let go of their hands and start stepping back and hope that the lessons that were taught by word and example will have taken hold and will remain with them for the rest of their lives. The level of pride then becomes greater as their accomplishments become their own and they start spreading their wings. We can no longer hold their hands, but we can pick them up when they fall, put them back on the path, and let them go again. They learn their life lessons through these falls. As we step back further, we become their cheerleaders and supporters and try, and I have to admit in my case, I have to emphasize try, to offer opinions only when asked. No matter how much I still want to, my role has really switched from holding my son's hands to supporting them from the background. When they graduated from high school and college, I didn't think one body could hold more pride, and mine usually couldn't and spilled forward in the form of tears. Typical mom. To be honest, I was always the loudest mouth in the cheering section at Vero Beach High School where my boys played football, or at any event my boys took place in. As a matter of fact, at my son Bryce's Air Force graduation, the graduates do the Airman's Run. And even though I couldn't find my son because, they all look alike after boot camp. Can't pick out your own kids, pretty sad. And he couldn't see me because there were crowds of thousands lining the streets. He later told me that he could hear me cheering him on by name as his flight ran past. And I suppose that's something I probably should keep to myself or not brag about, but it's me. Even though my husband Mark and I were not in the service, both of our boys chose to enter the military and serve their country. Once again, the pride I felt as each son took the oath to serve his country was immense. But I soon learned that that pride came with a price: worry. To counter the worry, I now needed to find another way to support them and all their brothers and sisters in arms. As they went off to boot camp, the worries were small at first, just as when they were little children. Are they getting enough food and sleep? Are they making friends? Are they following orders? And are they tough enough to handle it? Then, as they moved on to their job training, I added new concerns. Are they soaking in all the knowledge that they would need for their job and for their mission? And will they retain it? Still later, as my son Austin started to rise through the ranks, I worried about his abilities as a leader. Is he setting a good example and remaining humble? Is he making good decisions? When my eldest was deployed for the first time, a whole new set of worries hit me. Along with him being so far away, sometimes with no communication for weeks, there was always the underlying threat of the danger he faces. These are universal worries that each military family faces daily, whether those we love are training stateside or deployed around the globe. The way I have chosen to deal with my cares, concerns, and worries is to find others who can relate to what I'm going through because they are or have been in similar situations. When my Navy son was due to deploy for the first time, I was introduced to the Military Moms Prayer Group. The prayer group is an interdenominational group of women who meet weekly for an hour to pray together for our country and for all our servicemen and women. Some of the women are military moms like myself, others are grandmas or aunts, others are women of faith who just have a mom's heart for the troops. The sense of fellowship that I experience in the prayer group gives me great peace. Scripture says, "Cast all your care upon him, for he cares for you." This verse sums up the means by which our spirits are comforted week in and week out. For me, joining with other women to cast my cares in faith on a loving God has changed my mindset from what I can't do for my sons to what I can do. I can pray for them and leave it there so that the worry does not consume me and allows me to be emotionally and physically able to support them and their brothers and sisters in arms. It also gives me great joy to be involved with our outreach efforts to send care packages to our deployed troops at the holidays and throughout the year. This all keeps me in a can-do spirit. One of my sons had a bad accident while stationed at Pearl Harbor. To me, at that point, Hawaii could have been the other side of the moon. It just seemed so far away, and I was helpless to do anything. The support, practical advice, and love that poured out to me from my sisters in the Military Moms Prayer Group carried me through that 2-year period while he was healing, so far away and out of my reach. All you mothers know, we just want to run to our children, hold their hands, and make it all better. But sometimes that just isn't possible. Within our Military Moms Prayer Group, we now have 3 Gold Star family members who have lost a loved one in recent conflicts. The 3 men, Train McLeod, Dale Cridlow, and Scott Owens, have a special place of honor in our hearts and at the Victory Center at the Indian River Mall. We remember each of them, especially today, for their sacrifice. We military moms continue to give our prayers, love, and to support to the family members of these heroes, lightening their loads and losses for as long as they need us. There will be many at memorial services today who have lost a loved one who was serving our country. If there's one here today, unknown to me, amongst that number, I trust that you have or will get in contact with someone to help you carry your burden. To each of you who has borne a loss, and to all those who have served or are serving, please know that help is there for you right here, not only in from the Veterans Council of Indian River County or the Military Moms Prayer Group, but also from the hundreds of local individual veterans who want to come alongside and help. Whether you are just deploying or recently returned from war, we want to offer a helping hand, provide a listening ear, say a prayer of support, and thank you for your service. Today, I call on each one of you in this office to help honor the memory of those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country by remembering their families. Standing or sitting next to you right now may be a parent without their child, a spouse without a partner, or a child without a parent. I pray that each one of us will do his part to stand by these families and assure them that their loved one's sacrifice will not be forgotten. Thank you. Our opening invocation will be offered by Deacon Dave Hankel of St. Helen's Catholic Church. Will you please lead us in prayer?